Hello, welcome to another exciting edition of AAU Talks here on AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa. Today, we are bringing this special edition of AAU Talks from Afe Babalola University in Aidoo, Ekiti State, Nigeria. And we are discussing the contribution of the university to the higher education space here in Nigeria. We take a quick break. When we come, I introduce to you whom I'm speaking with today. Stay tuned.
This is Afe Babalola University, ABUAD, situated in the outskirts of Aidoo, Ekiti, the Ekiti state capital, on 130 hectares of land and at an altitude of 1,500 feet above sea level, providing an ideal cool climate for learning. From 3 colleges in 2010, the university has grown to 6 colleges. ABUAD College of Engineering took off in 2011. Today, the college has 37 laboratories, all furnished with the best learning tools. In 2012, the Department of Mechatronic Engineering was introduced, making ABUAD the first university in West Africa to run the program. In 2015, some students of mechanical engineering, computer engineering, and science collaborated to invent what they called an asthma visor. The student went ahead to win the Microsoft competitions in Nigeria and Africa and later came third at the Microsoft World Competition, which took place that year in the USA.
Welcome back. I'm very happy to host you to this special edition of AAU Talks here on AAU TV, the voice of higher education in Africa. And as I said before the break, we are transmitting right from the campus of Afe Babalola University, Aidoo, Ekiti State, Nigeria, and we are discussing the contribution of this university to the higher education space in Nigeria. We are very privileged to have in our midst the Deputy Vice-Chancellor of the university, who is also a professor in agricultural economics. His name is Professor Sylvester Oluwadari Ojo. Welcome to the show, Prof.
Thank you.
Now, Prof, if you were asked to sell Afe Babalola University to the rest of the world, how would you do it in 1 minute?
Afe Babalola University is a university established by only one person. After seeing the rods in Nigerian education system, when he was a pro-chancellor of a university for 9 years, he came back, he said, to actualize his own ideal for university education, he has to establish his own. So the university started operation on January 4th, 2010. And since then, the university has been growing in all ramifications. We started with 240 students. Today, I can boldly say we are over 7,000 in 6 colleges. We have College of Law, Medicine, Engineering, Sciences, Social and Management Sciences, and Engineering. The university recruits students all over the Federation, the 36 states of the Federation and Abuja. So conveniently, we can be bold to say that the university is truly a federal university because in our enrollment drive, we reflect the true federalism. This is the only university in this country that can boast that there are students from all the states and Abuja. That shows what we put into students' enrollment drive. We advertise all over the country, we go all over the country, and all over the country, the people that matters, they know the integrity of the proprietor of the university. That's why they are happy to bring their students, their children. Security-wise, the university is well secured. This is a university that is fully residential for all students, and more than 85% of the staff of the university.
Okay, Prof, ABUAD, and when I say ABUAD, I mean it's a diminutive of Afe Babalola University, Aidoo, Ekiti State. It's reputed to be the fastest growing university in Nigeria,
yes,
and the second among the 74 private universities in Nigeria.
Yes.
How did you do it?
Well, in this part of the world, we attribute everything to God, but I can assure you it's because of the God is there, grace of God, and the hard working contribution of the founder and the staff. The founder of the university is such a person who doesn't spare any naira to make sure that he gets the best for the university. You can see, I mean, you move around the campus, all these things are put in place within the last 9 years. The university is just 9.5 years old, and the accrediting body of Nigerian universities, the National University Commission, they've been here several times. All the programs we have here are fully accredited. All are 100% accreditation. Just name it. Anything they want us to provide, within 2-3 days, they are in place. They are provided. Then our students, the staff strength, we have one of the best in this country. There is full motivation for everybody. Staff development, we have so many of our staff who are abroad on one program or the other, PhD, master's program. Then even the students, the encouragement given to the students. There are students that are very good. If you have CGPA of 5.0, you are sure of 500,000 naira every year.
Wow.
If you have even anything from first class, you are sure that something will come. So everybody is motivated. Here, we don't base our promotion on length of service alone. It's on productivity. You can be sure, you can be promoted 2 years, and if you are actively involved in research and all others, you can be sure. Apart from your normal promotion, you still get financial reward. So these are some of the things that motivate everybody to put in his or her best, and everybody is out to make sure the university soars.
Yes, the university is on the record to, within 8 months, put up infrastructural facilities and put in place sophisticated teaching and learning facilities,
Yes.
Which gained the admiration of the National Universities Commission, describing it as a miracle. Model, reference point, and benchmark for other universities. Yes. To dog. How did you do it, and what was the idea behind this?
I've told you the proprietor of the university, Afe Babalola. This is a man who doesn't believe in impossibility. To him, he doesn't believe anything is impossible. Tell him what we need. As we are sitting down here, if you call him on phone that, Daddy, in the next few hours, we will need something that will cost about 200 million. Once he hears it and he believes in it, it's done. Yes. This is a place we don't need any serious approval before we get our work done. Once you get to him and he believes in it, it is approved, money is released immediately. So there's no bureaucracy. Nothing weighs us down here. Nothing. And this is a man, he doesn't travel. He himself is fully residential. This is his hometown. He stays in the town 24/7. He's always around. So you can, and his office is open to everybody. Both students and staff, and even his community members, they come in. So everybody, you are free. There's nothing disturbing free flow of communication here. So that's why nothing is delayed.
Okay. So ABUAD is it entrepreneurial centered, and what if it is, what makes it so?
Well, it depends on what you mean by entrepreneurial center. Let me give you, first of all, the university is registered as a non-profit organization. The proprietor doesn't have a share. He's not taking any profit. He's not expecting any profit.
Proprietor.
He's the owner, and he's not expecting anything from the university. He sets up the university for charity.
Okay.
In fact, no member of his family is even a member of a board of trustees except him.
I see.
So, on that aspect, I would say the university is purely for charity. But to the other aspect of it, whether it is entrepreneurial, yes, I would say yes. Because in this place, we train our students to be employers of themselves whenever they graduate. That's hall where we received you this morning. We have about 28 skills, incubating 28 skills that we are developing there. So that when our students are exposed to some of these things, some of them will pick it up later in life.
You mean the Talent Discovery Center?
Talent Discovery Center. We have the Talent Discovery Center. Even in the farm, we have so many skills that we are incubating in the farm, so that students of this university, when they graduate, they can be sure that they can have something to fall on to. Even apart from getting their degrees, BSc or Masters, we are into some professional. We have collaboration with some professional bodies. Our students, many of them in economics, in social sciences, they even finish ICANN. They become chartered accountants before they leave this place. Okay. We have our lawyers, many of them, by the time they are graduating, they become members of Chartered Institute of Arbitrators. So we are into so many things in this place, because in Nigeria today, government cannot provide job for anybody. So any student that comes to Afe Babalola can be sure that whenever he or she graduates, you can stand on your own.
Prof, most universities have a variety of programs, but each of them has a particular niche. What is that of Afe Babalola?
Thank you very much. The man Afe Babalola himself is somebody who is always interested in creating new things. From the beginning of this university, some new programs that are new into Nigerian educational system have been introduced. For example, in the College of Social Sciences, there's a program, Intelligence and Security Studies. There's no university in this country running it. It's only peculiar to this place, Intelligence and Social Studies. Okay. Then we have Social Justice Study also. Then in engineering, there is a course, Mechatronics. In the whole federation, probably there's only one university or one or two running the same program with us. Even in College of Science here, there's a program, Human Biology. It's this university that wrote the curriculum for National University Commission. So we are into new things. Presently, the professor has challenged us that we should go into how we can bring in alternative medicine. The study of alternative medicine we are always out to discover new things and bring in fresh ideas. Because we believe if we rely on the curricula that NUC has already, people may not benefit. But when we start breaking new grounds, then we are recording very high enrollment in those new programs we are introducing.
Prof, let's now talk about collaborations. Who are your strategic partners?
Oh, we have so many people we are collaborating with. In fact, we have about 36, more than 36. If you let me just go through, locally, we are with I will say locally because ITA is in Nigeria, International Institute for International Tropical Agriculture. We are collaborating with ITA. In fact, we are benefited through the Center of Excellence in Agriculture with them. We have a IFAD grants that we just won, $2 million IFAD grant. Then last year we were awarded the UNESCO share in entrepreneurship, education for sustainable development.
Any South-South collaboration?
What do you mean by South-South? No, I'm just talking about, just the looker. The international, in Brazil, we are in collaboration with the University of Sao Paulo, Brazil. And we are doing staff exchange for our postgraduate programs. Then Johns Hopkins University in medicine, Howard University, Washington, that's where we are doing the alternative medicine of a thing. Then there's this institute, Bridgewater. In fact, they recently donated 16 dialysis equipment to the university. I'm happy to announce to you that just Saturday, we performed the first dialysis operation in this university, and it was successful. Now, our multi-system hospital there. Okay. So then there is this Project Cure from USA. Project Cure donated 400 beds to our multi-system hospital and plus other equipment. So we're into collaboration with so many people, many universities in Nigeria, because we believe we can't do it alone. We have Stanford. In fact, our model is tailored towards Stanford University.
Okay, so how do the immediate surroundings of the university benefiting from the institution?
You mean
By
this
way
time?
of CSR, corporate social
Oh,
responsibilities?
in fact, that is wonderful. Now, every year, the proprietor organizes what we call it ABAX, Afe Babalola, that's Agricultural Expo.
Okay.
Now, every state, this state alone, we have 16 local governments. 3 best farmers in each local government. Each of them goes home with 250,000 naira. I know, probably you convert that to cities. I don't know. I don't know how to convert it. I can convert it for you later.
Okay.
Then the best farmer in the state goes home with 1 million naira. We do it every year. That is that. Then every year, the funder organizes an award for people where he gives them not soft loan, gifts.
Okay.
He gives to
They are not expected to pay back.
No, they don't pay back. He gives them money. Then even students of the university, I've told you, students who do well from 4.5 upward. The thing is the cash gift is ranged from 100,000, 200,000. Then if you make CGP of 5.0, it's 500,000. So you can imagine as many students as possible have been benefiting. Then for our agricultural students, the school fees is half, 50% of the school fees.
Great.
If you come to read agri-care, you only pay 50% of your school fees. Then those that are able to graduate in agriculture, they are given seed money of 250,000 naira to start their own
Business.
small farm whenever they finish. So then apart from the job provision, this university is the second employer of labor in this state. Yes. The staff strength of this
Second
university
to government.
is second to government. The staff strength of this university is 1,500. We're not talking of staff in the farm. This university alone. We're not talking of staff in the multi-system hospital. So the university has been of benefit to the community.
Okay, Prof, we will take a break here. We'll come back to talk about human capital development.
Okay.
Okay, so we take a quick breather here. When we come back, the show continues. Stay tuned.
Afe Babalola University has a tradition of rewarding excellence among its students. On the strength of the quality of its facilities, ABUAD was described by the Nigerian Society of Engineers in 2015 as Nigeria's model for engineering studies.
This is a template that all Nigerian universities in engineering must borrow from.
ABUAD.
We would want to recommend in current amendments that all universities doing engineering should do a peer review. Come here and see what is happening.
In 8 years, ABUAD Law College has grown into a prestigious law college in Nigeria, attracting yearly more applicants than the college can admit.
I'm amazed at the level of investment, facilities, and dedication. It is certainly the best law college in West Africa.
Our students have shown the quality of teaching here. The second set, we had 2 in first class and 28 in second upper in law school, which is monumental achievement.
Welcome back, and we are still talking the contribution of Afe Babalola University, Aidoo Ekiti State in Nigeria to the higher education space in Nigeria, and we are here with Professor Sylvester Oluwadare Ojo, who is the Deputy Vice-Chancellor here at the Afe Babalola University, Ekiti State. Welcome back, Prof.
Thank you.
Now, with the fast pace at which the world is developing, where people have to always be abreast of what they are doing, be on top of their game, how are you developing the staff here so that they impart to the students?
Thank you very much. I can't but make reference to the proprietor. He's a man who builds people. Any staff of this university, usually before you can be a lecturer, you must have master degree, Abi?
Yeah.
Now we encourage them and motivate them to go and do their PhDs anywhere in the country and fully financed by the university. As many as possible.
I see.
Then staff conference attendance, that we give them 100% subvention to go for staff conferences. But this is the only, I will say, this, even public university in the country, don't do it. They'll be looking at their budgets. But once you can bring out your paper, our staff go on conferences at the expense of the university. We train them. Even those that are within, we give them 3 days to go and meet their supervisors. 2 or 3 days in a week, we release them to go and those doing their programs locally. But those who want to travel abroad, we give them scholarship, study leave with pay. Study leave with pay, and we even pay their school fees in some cases.
Wow.
So I think as per staff development, we are on top.
How about the students? Any opportunity for internships?
Yes. We call it, there's a program that Nigerian universities are doing, we call it Students Industrial Work Experience, CWES. Our students go there at least 6 months during their program. After their 3rd year, they will go. In some cases, they can even break it into 3 months.
Is it mandatory?
It's mandatory for all programs. So they gain practical exposure and experience.
Is it a requirement for the award of their various programs of study?
I think it's part of it. It's part of it. It's built into Nigerian university education system. So that it's not only learning in the university setting. Okay. They go to industries, they are exposed to, they give them practical exposure, and when they come back, they must have gained some practical experiences.
Prof, how do you follow your products to know whether or not they are excelling?
You mean the students?
Yes.
No, since we are sure that, since we are conscious that they are there, before they go, we have a record of where they will be during that period. By the time we are resuming now, our first semester is starting.
No, when they have graduated and they are in the industry,
yes,
wherever they may be.
We have a functional and active alumni association. In fact, they have a desk here. So we monitor them. If there's anything going on in the university, we relate it to them. We communicate with them on a regular basis. If we are doing anything on campus, the alumni association, we invite our graduates. So I think we are doing that. You know, it's still a young university, but we have records of where our graduates are.
The continent of Africa is very youthful. We are talking about enrollment now. The continent of Africa is very youthful, and the youth are always yearning for knowledge, quality higher education. How is the institution of Afe Babalola contributing to this demand?
I told you at the beginning that this university is just about 9.5 months old, Abi, and you can see the level of infrastructure. This is a man, the owner, he doesn't think of what comes to his own private pockets. Abi, look at all the infrastructural facilities in this university. No university in this country can come. Even the federally funded university, they can't compare with it. So the man has it at the back of his mind that he has to provide good quality education. He has to make a difference. So if you look at many of our classrooms, we don't have students in there, even in spite of the students' enrollment drive that we do every year. So if our quota increases to 20,000, this university will accommodate them.
No,
so we are preparing for any number of students that come
Yes.
here.
There was no denying that you have the infrastructure. So what is the percentage of students who apply to Afe Babalola are actually admitted?
Yes, the supervisory body for university education in Nigeria, we call it JAM, Joint Admission and Matriculation Board. They set the questions, they conduct the exam,
Okay.
then the list of students who applied to this university, they'll send the list to us. So out of the list, then it is that body that will fix the cutoff mark. When the admission officers of every university, they will meet. Then they will fix the JAM. So this year, you can't admit, student that you must admit must not score less than so mark. So any students who meet up that JAM cutoff mark and they apply to this place, I think we have been trying when it comes to admission. Even some students who did not even apply to this place, probably they wanted admission in a public university. They were not able to get it. They still run to this place before our matriculation. We still admit them. Our doors are open to as many qualified students as possible.
Okay. Governance is an issue not only in industry but also in higher education institutions. How is the institution governed? How is the university governed here? Who are the stakeholders? Of course, I know that there was only one stakeholder, what do you call it, shareholder.
That's not shareholder.
But who are the other stakeholders and how do they contribute to the governance of the institution?
University administration in Nigeria is not just a one-man show. There is a policy on it. Every university must have its own management headed by the Vice-Chancellor. The Vice-Chancellor has his deputy Vice-Chancellors to assist him, then the registrar, that is management. Then the university, every university must have a council. We have a council. It is the council supervising the management. The council, we have internal members of council from within the university. Then we have external members. Then we have, the council members are appointed by the board of trustees. Then at the top, we have the board of trustees, who is in charge of policy for the university.
Okay.
The founder, the proprietor, is only the chairman of the board of trustees. And that is the only, if there is anywhere where it interferes with the admission of the university, it is at the board level.
Okay.
So we have council, we have the chairman of council and council members, then we have our management. The management is headed by the Vice-Chancellor. So
Prof,
there's no interference from
government, from any external body.
Yes.
Now, institutions of higher learning in Africa have gained a certain notoriety for being teaching biased rather than research. How
teaching bias?
Like their curriculum favors more teaching than research. How is the case different in Afe Babalola?
I told you to a question you ask sometimes, that every staff is motivated to go on with his researches. Many of our lecturers going on study leave to South Africa, to UK, to US for their postgraduate programs. Many go for conferences. I mean, that is a way to let you know that we encourage researches. And even to buttress that, just recently we won the IFAD $2 million research grant. I mean, in collaboration with IITA. I mean, a group of researchers from this university wrote the proposal with IITA, and we got it. Look at the UNESCO chair on entrepreneurial education. You are free, you are motivated to, even in the last assessments we did, when we were doing promotion, the message of the founder to us at that assessment was that colleges who could not bring in grants to the university by next assessment, their provost will be removed. To let you know that going out for research grants, doing researches is,
No, I need
in fact, is, if you don't, it's either you do research here or you leave. So it is compulsory. We force ourselves to do it.
So how are research outcomes implemented here?
Well, you know, in Africa, you know the problem. If you do a research, the outcome can only be implemented if it's industrial, if it's for the industries. Well, the economy and other things, the industries have not been forthcoming in assisting us in implementing research findings. So I'm sure it should be a problem
what are
in
their
your
reasons? What are their reasons?
And you know, industrialists in Africa, they are out for quick money. They don't want to be an incubator.
Maybe your proposals are not cogent enough.
No. You know, politicians. If you go to our engineering college, they will take you through so many breakthroughs they have made in the field of engineering. That's, if you tell the people that matters to come and patronize, to come and mass produce. You know, we can only do this thing on a small scale. Yes. It's for the industry to come and partner with us to mass produce. But the people in government will prefer to award contract to somebody elsewhere where they will get their own. Yeah. That is the problem, corruption. Okay. It's a problem for Africa. And I'm sure Ghana is not an exception.
I don't know about that.
Because you want to go back.
Yes, I surely want to go back. No, but so, Prof, your final words to prospective students, to government, to industry, to policymakers.
In fact, my first advice goes to successful people in this country and in Africa. Successful, rich people. They should emulate the founder of this university. This is a man who sold all his assets in UK, in Nigeria, elsewhere, to fund this university. To make sure that he puts smiles on the faces of people. To make sure he contributes to his country. We have Nigerians who may be richer than him, but many of them keep their money in toilets, soak away waste. Wow. But this man, everything he has given it to charity. People should come out. People should imbibe the spirit of giving. Africans don't give. We don't give out. We want to store the money for generations unborn. But this is a man who doesn't do that. So that is the appeal I will make to successful people and rich people in Africa, in Nigeria. They should emulate this. They should emulate Afe Babalola. If you have somebody like him in every state of this country, 36 states. If you have 36 like him, this country will be a better place.
Okay. Thank you for your time this afternoon, Prof.
It's a pleasure.
Now, viewers, you heard it all for yourself. Those who have made it, you have to follow the footsteps of Afe Babalola to the establishment of Afe Babalola University, Aidoo, Ekiti State. ABUAD, yes. So thank you for tuning in to AAU TV on AAU Talks. We are very privileged to be bringing you this every week. My name is Aidoo, and I hope you'll do the same next week. See you soon.